Join the group of people impacted by seriously simple stuff to get you unstuck. The first book by Tony Coach Curl. Available at Amazon, Tony's Simple Stuff provides the tool for people to master your life and aspirations. 20% of every book sold supports Carter's cause.
Hey there, it's Tony here, and welcome to episode 102 of the Coach Curl podcast. Today I'm talking with Matt Bailey, aspiring musician and all-round good bloke. Stay tuned.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul, I see you. All right, Charlie. Finish. Coach Curl.
Good job, guys. Coach Curl, we love you!
Hey there, it's Tony here, and welcome to the Coach Curl podcast, episode 102. I hope that 2019 is becoming everything that you want it to be. I really do. I hope that you've set some intentional decisions, you've set some goals, and you've started progress towards the achievement of those goals. But unfortunately, stats tend to tell us that it becomes a little bit more difficult as we move towards the end of January. And that often that any intention that we had to make positive change has been derailed, and derailed for a variety of reasons. And that's one of the reasons why I want to send you a personal invite. Before we get started with our conversation with Matt Bailey, I really want to share a personal invite to come and join the Coach Curl Academy Facebook page. Now, it's free to join. There's a number of units there that are helping people with their business, with their lives, with their careers. And during February, I will be doing 28 days of live video, and it's called Fire Up to Fight Off February Failure. Because statistics tend to show us that by February, our resolutions, our dreams, our intentions that we had for the year have been waylaid. So I really want to help you achieve what it is that you want to achieve in 2019. So I want that as a support for you. And it's free. It's in our Facebook group. I'll have the link in the description, or you can simply go to Facebook and search for the Coach Curl Academy. Come and join us, and let's achieve what it is that you want to achieve in 2019. Now, on to today's episode. Now, I caught up with Matt Bailey, aspiring musician here in Australia, on Saturday the 22nd of December. Now, this was the night after I had the absolute pleasure to catch Paul Kelly at the River Stage here at the Botanical Gardens in Brisbane. And it was raining. There was a spectacular light show with the lightning that was going around. And then to follow it up with a conversation in the Queen Street Mall with Matt Bailey on the 22nd was just awesome. It was a chat that covered so much, and so much that I've put it into 2 episodes. So in this episode, Matt's going to share 2018 with us, talk about some of the successes that he had, talk about some of the stumbles, but also his plans for 2019. So is there new music coming around? Are there new plans coming up for Matt Bailey? Let's find out in this conversation. We'll also get his thoughts around balance. You know, at the end of the day, this was a brilliant conversation held over coffee, and in Matt's case, it was an energy drink. That was just between two guys having a conversation about trying to be the best that they possibly can. I hope you not only enjoy, but take away huge value from Matt, who is persistent in chasing his dream. So what can you take away from this conversation to help you chase yours? Hey there, it's Tony here, and welcome to the episode of the Coach Curl podcast. I'm sitting here in Queen Street Mall in Brisbane, and I've got a really special guest, one of my favourite guys when he comes up here to visit us in Brisbane. Welcome once again, Matt Bailey.
Hello, Tony.
How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
You too, buddy.
You're looking well. You've got your morning Monster Energy coffee drink.
Energy drink. That's my
That's
coffee,
your
mate.
coffee.
That's my coffee. Yeah, they're a bad addiction that I I don't have them as much as I used to. I've replaced them with kombucha. And if someone tells me kombucha's bad for me, then I'll replace
You'll
it.
replace
it with something else.
I think water's safe. I think that's
Water's
probably the
safe,
only thing that they like. And now you are going to hear some background noise on this. We are in the mall, and I do have a coffee coming, so just bear with us. So Matt, tell me about 2018 for you. How's it been?
It was good. Challenging, but I feel like I've what's the word? Laid the foundation down for next year.
Yeah.
I've released 2 singles this year. Got more merch out. Kind of got plans in place for next year, which is good. Got braces, which is a big thing for me because it's something. It's funny. I said something the other day. I was self-conscious about getting braces.
Yeah.
But I wasn't self-conscious about having crooked teeth.
Okay.
How does that work? So,
yeah. Well, you and me both. I've got a crooked bottom set of teeth.
And it's funny. Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Tony's coffee's here, in the biggest cup possible. This year was good. It's made mistakes. Only one, really. But I've learned.
Make mistakes.
You got to learn from it, and that's one thing. Like me and you share in common is weight loss and weight gain. And I remember 2016, I lost a shitload of weight, and then winter hit, and I stopped exercising. And that's the main thing. Is exercise. People think you need to exercise to burn calories, but it's all about your mindset, and you know that.
Yeah.
And this year, I ended up quitting my membership at F45, which is a big mistake. I was away
because you were loving that. I
loved
just
it, man. It
loved
was my drug, and man, it was just I was away so much for work. I'd come home and I'd be exhausted. But at the same time, I did love it, and people reminded me that I'd do it no matter what.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually just looked at that.
Just getting out there and doing it tends to bring you energy as well, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah,
So,
and even when you feel like crap, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
I just looked at an old Instagram post because I was 100% sure it was the same time, and it actually was.
Yeah.
The first time we met, Tony, the night before, I had a crappy kebab. It made me feel like crap. I had 2 to 3 hours sleep. It was it was actually December the 2nd or something like that as well. So it would have been close. 2 years ago. And I went to F45, and I remember they were going through the workouts, and I was feeling like crap.
Yeah.
And I went to the bathroom, made myself throw up because I had to come back and smash the workout.
Yeah.
Like 2 3 hours sleep, felt like crap, but I still got the job done.
Yeah.
Matt now would be like, I'm going back to bed. But, I'm trying to get back to end of 2016, I was just on fire.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's all about balance, but because,
It
I
is.
mean, we talk about mindset, and sometimes we might even bash ourselves up about that. But the reality is that we get into good habits, right?
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
keep those good habits. And,
Yeah.
no doubt that you've still got good habits
Yeah.
in and around nutrition and
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. So, but then our focus tends to shift because I found with myself, really focused on
Yeah.
weight loss. And I dropped 25 kg in a 6-month period at that particular time. But it consumed me. It consumed all my thoughts.
Yeah.
And when you're in that mindset, you can achieve anything. I don't
mate.
care what it is. You can become president of the United
Bloody
States of
oath,
America
Yeah.
if you're in that mindset where nothing else matters. But then I suppose when you start to shift that and think, well, what's next?
Yeah.
That's when you start to have to make some sacrifices because you can't be fully focused on one thing and
Let
half
something
focused
else,
on
let
something else.
sleep. Yeah.
So my career was a real shift for me, and
Yeah.
yours is for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, you become a lot more visual in the music promotional space.
Yeah, 100%.
So that you can't really have 100% focus on 5 or 6 things.
No, and like our mutual friend.
Yeah,
that we
Jeff.
talked about before,
Yeah,
Jeff.
Jeff.
He-
Shout out to Jeff Jowett
Jeff
if
Jowett.
you're watching.
He's taught me a lot, and I wouldn't be the man I am today without him. but he says, I think he's either said it to me personally or it's on one of his mindset things. We're only good at a couple of things.
Yeah.
So focus on that. Don't focus on what you're bad at.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the best guitarist, but I focus on my songwriting.
Yeah.
Because that's what I know I'm good at.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I spent so much time focusing on my guitar or something like that, my songwriting might lack.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Jeff's done a lot of good work in the mindset space now with weight loss. Yeah, so mindset's important. And, you know, whether it's weight loss or whether it's music or whether it's channeling into a new career, your mindset's important. But the important thing is that you can't, like, have 100% focus on everything.
No.
You know, Maraboli said to me, he said, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because if you take shortcuts in day-to-day, in your day-to-day life, you're going to take shortcuts on the shit that you really want to do.
100%.
But you can't do everything at 100%. You've got to choose where you're going to put a lot of your energy, and that's in those priorities, in that passion, in that purpose of life. And then you know that there are probably going to be some things that slip up. Yeah. That don't have as much meaning.
Exactly, and that what we were talking about before. It is all about balance. I used to think I didn't have balance when I first joined F45. I was minimum 6 times a week. But now looking back, I did have balance. Like it's 45 minutes out of my day. Yeah. It's not like I'm spending 4 hours a day at the gym and not having any balance. Yeah. But I found last year I was going straight from work, like being, you know, in Brisbane or Sydney, and then going straight to the gym, and I was burning myself out. Yeah. And that was, I guess that was my Band-Aid last year. Yeah. You know, things turned to shit a little bit. Yeah. Last year, you know, more my living situations where I was living and all these terrible share houses, and I just threw myself at F45 because it was the healthiest thing for me.
So let's not look at the shit for a sec. Let's look at the good stuff.
Let's look at the good stuff.
What was your successes in 2018?
2018, for like me, getting braces is one big thing. Yeah,
that's huge.
Massive.
You're not a young pup, Matt.
No, like I said, I was self-conscious as a kid. I didn't want them. I played football as a youngin'. And then I finally got them. Yeah. Because it took one person to say, get braces. Yeah. Okay. And I listened to him because he's done what I want to do. And you can't help but not listen to someone. Like if it was someone I didn't know that, or whatever. Some random that's done not much with their life. Yeah. You know.
There's a couple of them we know, unfortunately. Yeah. You know, and they're making that choice. So.
Yeah. The mate that told me he's an Aussie actor, but he lives in Hollywood. He's been over there. He's with the Dunes. Yep. So, you know, to make a living there for the last 8 years, you know, and he's done so much. And Halloween in America was speechless.
Yeah, it was cool, eh? I was there this year in Halloween.
Where were you?
I was in Brooklyn. We're walking Manhattan Avenue in Greenberg, and Halloween's just a different
massive
thing, isn't it? You just don't understand how huge it is.
I didn't realise that. Like, I knew that obviously they dressed up, but I didn't know that they dressed up their houses. It's like Christmas. Yeah. The decorations are incredible.
And they go from business to business, collecting candy.
We were in a shopping...
And they make a thing of it.
Yeah, we were in a shopping centre, and there was this kid and his dad, like, dressed up, and they were trick-or-treating. Well,
we were in, as I was saying, Williamsburg, Greenpoint, and... You know, the people we were staying with, they're part of our... Shout out to Nick and Dunk. Yeah. But they had... they've got their kids at school. Yeah. So all the school families joined up. Yeah. They've all got coffee cups, you know, the takeaway coffee cups.
Yeah.
Except it's not coffee inside. So because you're not allowed to, like, walk around just carrying a beer, I guess. So, so they've got whatever their choice of poison is that they're drinking in their coffee cup. Yeah. But... and... Everyone's doing that. And then once the kids have had their fill of walking up and down, the adults then had booked out this like large type beer garden in Brooklyn. Yeah. And had adult Halloween. So it's a thing.
That's cool. Yeah, we did Horror Nights in Universal Studios, and we bought the VIP package, and just speechless, Tony. Just like we went through different mazes from different movies, like Stranger Things and Halloween, and then different parts of it. There was like people dressed up like chainsaws and knives and trying to scare you, and it was scary. Very scary.
Absolutely. So you talked a little bit before about some of the shit things that happened in 2019. I guess we've all had that. You know, I look at 2018. I look at 2018. Academy was launched. I ran the marathon. You know, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But along the way, there was some hiccups and frustration.
There's always shit. And I had this conversation with someone last year, and they're like, 2017 was the worst year of my life. It's like, no one has a year with no bad things happening. Like, I lost my dog this year. Family dog was 17 years. That was the most heartbreaking thing to happen this year.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't dwell on that one thing, you know? So...
Yeah, and what's exciting? What have you done?
Well, hopefully I'm at my weight loss goal.
Yeah, okay.
For me, musically, I am going to release a new EP.
A new EP.
New EP I've been working on for not any specific time. It just kind of wrote a bunch of songs, and now I'm like, you know what, I'm going to put this together.
Yeah.
Because my first EP, I was young. Even though I'm 28, I'm probably like 3 years behind in my mind. Like, I catch up to people eventually.
It's all right. I still think I'm 17.
You know, people were like in high school writing songs, and I wasn't doing that. I didn't know how. But anyway, I got here.
Yeah.
So releasing a new single, don't know when. It's called #Crew Life.
Okay.
All the recording's done, just all the mixing and stuff now. I want to take a big step back off social media. Like, I've been off Facebook for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Haven't done any live videos. Just focusing on music.
Yeah.
And I want to really push my music next year.
Yeah.
EP is going to have 6 songs on it.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
One of them's going to be I'll Be There, because I've recorded that like 100 times and I'm still not happy with it.
Yeah.
And I really want to push my songs next year. They're very, very meaningful. I really want them to connect with people.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's interesting you talk about I'll Be There, because, you know, we were talking before.
Yeah.
You know, last night I went to see Paul Kelly. And Paul Kelly's an Aussie icon, but we were talking about, you know, what it was like when Paul first started back in the 80s.
Yeah,
when Paul was first starting to get the digs in. And, you know, his career and momentum has built so much so that he's now like Australian royalty.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're also talking about hunters and collectors.
Yes.
And that great Australian anthem, Throw Your Arms Around Me. Now, if anyone would listen to that now and see the crowds just reverberate wherever you are, whether it's a pub or in a club or I'm not sure if the Hunters are still playing live, but if anyone plays the song live, the crowd just goes off. And you would have thought that it was like a number one.
You would have,
like a Bohemian Rhapsody style thing.
Great movie, by the way.
It is, but Hunters released that 3 or 4 times as a single, and still couldn't get traction on it. I think that the best it got was about 48 on the top 50.
Yeah.
So I'll Be There. Don't be too concerned about the fact that you're fiddling around the edges with that.
No, it's because I finally found a producer who I love and connect with, and he understands me.
Yeah.
Like, it's very... Like, I got major trust issues when it comes to being in a band. Like, I'll never be in a band unless, you know, it's some well-known drummer or they put it together, but...
Yeah. So Dave Grohl... Is it Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters,
So if he rang you and said, Matt, we want you to front the band.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because it's hard, because it's like, you need someone that's got the same passion. Like, my band, like, I don't know where those guys are, but I doubt they're still doing music.
Yeah.
You know, I don't keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Hope they keep an eye on me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I've had some producers that just... screwed me over and did what they wanted to do, and things ended bad and all that stuff. And I never really liked going in the studio and recording. It was always a stressful thing. But now with this producer, I really enjoy it, because it's not just about recording the song.
Yeah.
We throw ideas around.
Yeah.
You know, what I go in there and record is completely different to what I wrote, which is amazing, which is what a studio is for.
But, you know, I was just thinking there about I'll Be There, and I was thinking about a couple of Paul Kelly songs, you know. He released Post after acoustic on that album, but then when he came out with the Colour Girls, he rocked them out.
Yeah.
So, and the songs work either way.
Yeah.
So I guess in many ways, as you're working through that I'll Be There, you'll start to play with it. because from a personal opinion, and me and you have talked about adding some female vocals in
Yeah,
there. I think
yeah.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And then I think it would really work as a slow.
Melodic.
Yeah, that's the
melodic.
word I was looking for.
Yeah.
But it would also rock out. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm sure you know more about your own music than what I do. So just keep fiddling with it.
Yeah,
You'll come up with...
And you can't rush it. Like, I get a bit ahead of myself sometimes. And I know we spoke last time about having female vocals on I'll Be There. And so I've had 3 studio sessions with my new song, #CrewLife.
Yeah.
And first studio session, I said to him, I want a female vocalist on it. He's like, why? I said, just to build it up. And I actually got a friend of mine. I sent her the lyrics and the melody, and she sent me back a recording of her singing the chorus. And I was like, yep, I like it.
Wow.
But I've decided not to go with it.
Okay.
So...
But
I'll Be
just
There
go
could
with it.
work with a female vocalist. It's just who.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a few sing it live with me, but it's like who.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. And at the end of the day, it's your song.
Yeah.
So, and the song, you know, I think about, you know, once again, it's relevant. I saw Paul Kelly last night. And
On the 21st of December, mind you.
21st of December.
On Gravy Day.
Yeah, on Gravy Day. It was awesome. And anyone who was there in Australia, in Brisbane, would know that. There was rain and lightning. It was amazing. But even the album versions, like Paul twists them up and puts the words back a little bit later and then brings them forward and then rushes through at times. And you're remembering the album version, all of a sudden you feel like you don't know the words.
Yeah.
Because he twists and turns and just shapes his music.
Yeah.
Whatever is within him at the moment, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when you've got that skill set, you can certainly do
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
outside of music, what's on the cards for you for 2019?
2019.
So we've got a weight loss goal, we've got music goal.
Music goal. Pay off all my debt.
Yeah, that's a good one
Yeah,
too.
it's a good one. It's to me, that's another thing like weight loss. You've got to be focused on it. You can't just, you know, I'll start in a couple of months.
Yeah.
You've got to just do it and get uncomfortable. I want to explore Australia a little bit more as well.
Okay.
Like, you know, I've done America a couple of times.
Yeah.
Obviously travel for work, but I just see the city. You know, I want to, you know, go to a day spa or some springs and check out, you know. And
I think one of the amazing things now about Australia, and I've had a little bit to do with the North Stradbroke Island transition that's happening with the closure of sand mining, but I think more and more Australians are embracing cultural tourism, you know, Indigenous tourism.
Yeah.
You know, what happens out at Uluru now is just very spiritual. I've had a lot of people go out there. Same thing's going to happen at North Stradbroke Island. It'll be very culturally aligned. So I think there are so many fantastic spots out there now in Australia that can really benefit from. It's going to be a good year.
Yeah, every year's. Yeah, if I look back from 2016 to now, Tony, every year's been building up to something.
Yeah.
Like, I did this in 2016, which led to this, to that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've got my silly songs out of my system now, and it's time to, you know, record some serious stuff. And
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. It's so many people are looking for that quick win, that instant success, and then dropping the ball and going back to whatever they hated before. You know, I see it time and time again, but life is about building blocks, isn't it? And ultimately the person that you become is built around your failures more than your successes.
As much as people think it's an overnight success, it's
it's a lot of work.
It can be an eight years of overnight successing to you know, make it. You know, so... But my thoughts have changed a little bit in music. Like, I want to be a performer. Yeah. But I also want to be a songwriter. Like, if someone came to me and said, I really like I'll Be There, I'll give you X amount of dollars for it. Yeah, have it. You know?
Music is just an amazing thing to be part of, Matt. And, you know, you can listen to a song and you can be transplanted back to the time that you first heard that
That's
song.
what I absolutely love about it, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely love about it.
Like Bat Out of Hell Meatloaf, right?
Yeah.
I know it's probably not... It's a classic.
It's a great song. Reminds me of my parents.
But that whole album, right? My brother Jeffrey, we were living in 64 Memorial Avenue at Cotton Tree, Maroochydore,
you
right?
remember that exact address.
But and he would flog that song, flog that whole album. And, you know, it was winter time, whatever year it was, and and I was a surfer, and I'd be out there surfing in grey skies and really visual pictures. Grey skies. I've got believe it or not, a Sydney Roosters T-shirt on because unfortunately Mum and Dad couldn't afford to get me a wetsuit, so I was surfing middle of winter at Sunshine Coast without a wetsuit. But those songs were playing over and over in my head.
Yeah.
You know, Heaven Can Wait. That's a magic song. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. All these
2 out of 3, yeah.
It's just. But I listen to that, I get transplanted, and that's the amazing thing about music.
Yeah.
Talking about Paul Kelly. One of the first, I first saw him at University of Queensland Refectory. So he was there doing post. And it was his first sort of makings of his new band, which then became the Coloured Girls, which then became the Messengers. So it went through a couple of different things. But we saw him at the Refectory at University of Queensland. But then I don't know whether it was that tour or the next time he came up with the Coloured Girls.
Yeah.
And we went to this little place in Mary Street called the Tube Club. Now, if anyone's listening from Brisbane who knows the Tube Club, we had some great times at the Tube Club, but it's no longer there. They knocked the building down and what have you. But Paul played with the band. There were 3 sets.
Yeah.
First set was with the band, Coloured Girls. The second band was him acoustic. And the whole crowd just sat on the floor.
That's awesome.
And just chilled. And even just then, I got chills down my spine. So, just magical stuff. So here we are sitting on this dirty, grimy, sticky nightclub floor.
Yeah.
Just mesmerised by the magic of Paul Kelly.
Yeah.
And, even times there last night, the same...
That feeling, yeah. Yeah.
So what are you hoping that people remember I'll Be There?
Well, it's funny because, I've never really said this out loud, but I don't really like the song. Which is funny because, I actually did some research a couple of days ago. I actually got out my old songwriting book and looked when I wrote it, and it was August 2011, but I actually wrote, a bunch of songs before that, and it's crazy that song... out of all of them came out.
Yeah.
Because that song's kind of shaped my career, and even though I should have just stuck with that kind of stuff from the beginning, like the acoustic, because in my head I wanted to be in a band and blah, blah, blah. But, I actually wrote another song about my dad passing away at the same time, just before I'll Be There, and that's something I've never really shared with anyone.
Yeah.
So next year, my EP, I've written another song about that, and... it's funny that... Because I didn't know I'll Be There was a good song.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I recorded it or I just sent someone a clip, but they sent me a voice recording back singing the chorus. So hearing someone else, it was like a different song. I was
It's a great little hook line.
Yeah. And it's funny because I think the chorus... it was 2011. I think the chorus was about my family...
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Because I know I was having I just left home, left state, and I think my family had just come to visit me, and it was hard saying goodbye.
Yeah.
And it was, and I know I've talked about what kind of started the song, but I think the chorus was, it was something. Okay. It's either that or another song. I look back and it was all kind of a blur now. But, because it was just kind of, it was just songs were just pouring out. Yeah. A lot of bad ones, good ones, And it's fun to look back on lyrics. That song doesn't even make sense.
Absolutely.
I
can imagine.
The first song I ever wrote, or the lyric, this is going to be a rare moment one day.
Yeah.
Was, if I make money from this song, I'll be a little bit happier. That was the first lyric, 24th of January, 2011.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I put to paper.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's crazy. And it's funny you talk about Paul Kelly and he's had different bands, did you say?
Yeah.
Because I'm still trying to reinvent myself.
Yeah.
People know me as MFB and Matt fucking Bailey.
Yeah.
I'm not really encouraging it so much anymore.
Okay.
I think it was kind of like my alter ego, kind of masking the pain. This is, kind of trying to just deal with shit. Matt Bailey's... I think Matt Bailey. Yeah. But it sucks because I started doing music Instagram, and I can't have Matt Bailey, so I've got Matt Ryan Bailey because it's like a famous artist in the UK with that Instagram name already. So, and I mentioned that because you said Paul Kelly's played with so many bands. I think we, as artists or people, we try and reinvent ourselves until we do feel comfortable.
Yeah, or we enjoy the experience of playing with others. So I know in the early days, some of the people that Paul played with have passed away over the time. So, but Michael Barclay used to play drums for him, and Barclay was in Weddings, Parties, Anything, and played with Mick Thomas and. Mick Thomas and Paul have done shows together. So sometimes the bands evolve out of just who you're jamming with. And that's what I get the sense from with Paul. So Paul just, I've got no doubt that people are constantly making contact with him, and he's constantly out there looking at music and and what he's getting into, and then he just jams with people, and if it fits, all of a sudden they're in a band together. Now, Paul, I'm not sure if that's the way it happens, but that's the way it feels, and honestly, I love it. Hey, Matt, what we'll do, tell people how to get in contact with Matt Ryan Bailey.
Matt Ryan Bailey. So on Instagram, it is Matt Ryan Bailey. And then my music page on Facebook's Matt Bailey. I've kind of separated my personal life from music now.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
And Spotify,
and iTunes and Google Play and YouTube. There's actually I did a lyric video for Gluten Free. So if you search for Matt Bailey Gluten Free on YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Matt, we're going to catch up in our next episode. I want to talk a little bit with you about some of the stuff that you're celebrating with haters, and let's talk a little bit more about your dad and what you've taken away from that. So it's been a pleasure, as always, having you on this the show, and stay tuned for our next one.
Thanks for having me, Tony.
The Coach Curl podcast is brought to you by Think and Grow Business, the home of the Think and Grow Business Mastermind. If you're serious about growing your business, get serious and join a mastermind group today. Find out more at thinkandgrowbusiness.com.au. And now it's back to Coach Curl.
So thanks for tuning in. I really hope you took some great value from that. I know Matt and I, we just seem to enjoy our conversation. We hope that you enjoyed it just as much. As per always, check out thinkandgrowbusiness.com.au. They support this podcast. Join the Coach Curl Academy Facebook group. I'm really looking forward to providing valuable advice and support for people chasing their dreams in 2019. And don't forget that whole concept of Fire Up February. Let's do this, people. We can do this. Thank you to all of our supporters, the organisations that help make this happen. The links are in the descriptions as per usual. If you do find it valuable, please leave a review on iTunes or on the preferred platform that you listen to this. Your review helps us get found by others that may in turn find it of value to themselves. Next week, I share part 2 of the episode with Matt. In the meantime, live for today. Stronger, braver, wiser, and don't forget the golden rule. Just don't be an arsehole.